Good. I've scouted the ruins and I'm certain... Let's get moving. I want to catch her inside, well, just make certain. The last thing I need is you blundering into a trap and warn... 25 years ago, I was standing outside these very same ruins. Gallus told me to meet here, but he wouldn't say why. When I arrived, Gallus stepped from the shadows. Before he uttered a sound, an arrow pierced his throat. Before I could even draw my blade, her second arrow found its mark in my chest. Carlia was a master marksman, and her greatest weapon was the element of surprise. I was lucky. She missed my heart by mere inches. I staggered away from the ruins and my vision began to blur. It's then that I realized the bitch had poisoned her arrows. The last thing I saw was Carlia dumping his body into an opening atop the ruins. An unceremonious end for a remarkable man. To this day I've regretted allowing her to escape, even if it meant I had died trying. I owed Gallus that much. Have your weapon at the ready. I'm certain Carlia knows we're here. They say these ancient Nordic burial mounds are sometimes... Good. I've scouted the ruins and I'm... Let's get moving. I want to catch her... You're leading and just make... The last thing I need is you blundering into a trap and warning her that we're here. I want her head on my mantle. They say that these ancient Nordic burial mounds are sometimes impenetrable. This one doesn't look too difficult. Quite simple, really. I don't know what the fuss is about these locks. All it takes is a bit of know-how, and a lot of skill. That should do it. You're quite noisy for someone who claims... I have a long... We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house. Quite noisy for someone who claims to be a thief. Carlia always was a nimble minx. Slipping past these Nothing! Scared him off. Ah, it's one of the infamous Nordic puzzle doors. How quaint. Without the matching claw, they're normally impossible to open. Since I'm certain Carlia already did away with it, we're on our own. Fortunately, these doors have a weakness if you know how to exploit it. Quite simple, really. Carlia is close, I'm certain of it. Now let's get moving. Honestly think your arrow will reach me before my blade finds your heart?
Give me a reason to try.
You're a clever girl, Carlia. Buying Golden Glow Estate and funding Haunting Brew Meadery was inspired.
To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us.
You always were a quick study.
Not quick enough. Otherwise Gallus would still be alive.
Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way.
Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods?
Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Carlia. It's time for you and Gallus to become reunited.
I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence, but I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing.
How interesting. It appears Gallus's history has repeated itself. Carlia has provided me the means to be rid of you, and this ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But do you know what intrigues me the most? The fact that this was all possible because of you. Farewell. I'll be certain to give Brynjolf your regards.
Easy. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. How are you feeling? No, I saved your life. My arrow was tipped with a unique paralytic poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. Had I intended to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. My original intention was to use that arrow on Hot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way, and it prevented your death. More than you'll ever realize. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot. All I had hoped was to capture Mercer alive. Mercer must be brought before the Guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder. Mercer must be brought before the Guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder. My purpose in using Snowvale Sanctum to ambush Mercer wasn't simply for irony's sake. Before both of you arrived, I recovered a journal from Gallus's remains. I suspect the information we need is written inside. I wish I knew. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. Enther. Gallus's friend at the College of Winterhold. Of course. It's the only outsider Gallus trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. There were 3 of us. Myself, Gallus, and Mercer. We were an anonymous splinter of the Thieves Guild in Riften. Perhaps I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, you need to head for Winterhold with the journal and get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove useful for your journey. Mercer lied to the Guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. For 25 covering my tracks, Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the Guild. I can promise you, if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate. He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. Everyone respected him and followed him without question. He was comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him. I'm afraid not. There are preparations to make. I promise to join you there as soon as I can.
Yes, what is it? Can I help you with anything else? Carlia? Then she's finally found it. Do you have Gallus's journal? A problem? Let me see it. Ah, this is just like Gallus. A dear friend, but always too clever for his own good. He's written all of the text in the Falmer language. No. However, I know someone who might. The court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal translated. Word of warning, Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy. Calselmo is stubborn as a mule. Be careful when you speak to him.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
I most agree. I've got a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could use a lot more here.
You all right? Then you were well informed. I am at this very moment on the cusp of completing my magnum opus on the subject. I'm calling it Calcelmo's Guide to the Falmer Tongue. It will revolutionize the way we understand those ancient beings. Preposterous! That research represents years of personal toil in some of the most dangerous Dwemer ruins in Skyrim. You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to see it before it's completed. Very well. Perhaps when my research is complete, I'll feel more comfortable discussing my findings with you.
May your weapons be... That's right. An orc stronghold. Kept to ourselves, lived as our ancestors would have wanted. Wasn't enough for me, though. I left. Didn't want to end up as the third wife of some lowly chieftain. All right, then.
I'd be a lot warmer than what happened.
What was that?
Back up! Huh? Huh? Over here! Is someone there? Everything's all right?
Azura's wisdom. My job is to serve the Jarl, not waste time talking. Thornjolf is convinced I've got some connections at the college, so he goes easy on me.
Aster had to move away because of the Empire, but we get to stay. The mages don't let us go in the college. They said it's not safe in there. Aster said, ouch! Hey! There's not many people left in Winterhold, so I only have Aster to play with. And sometimes he's mean.
Back, eh? And how was our friend Calselmo? Was there something else? Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language, I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details. Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the Guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the Guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, Enthir? Anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us. So it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Anther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the Guild immediately. Farewell, Anther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider... If I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do.
You've come... The Twilight Sepulchre is everything.
You can find
Now
me in
it
the
seems
college.
Mercer's... I felt the same. I think given time you'll understand. As a knight, I know the Guild doesn't do much to... I'll make for... In the meantime, if the Guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to.
Aster had to move away because of the Empire, but we get to stay.
Now here's a woman I'm glad to see.
Divine... Oh, thank you. Divine's bless you.
Glad you're... Are you ready to face the Guild? Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the system.
I don't care if you're best buddies with the Guildmaster. I'll still smash in your skull if you try anything.
You better have a damn good reason to be here with that murderer.
Please, lower your weapons so we can speak. I have proof that you've all been misled.
No tricks, Carlia, or I'll cut you down where you stand. Now what's this so-called proof you speak of?
I have Gallus's journal. I think you'll find its contents disturbing.
Let me see. No, it can't be. This can't be true. I've known Mercer too long.
It's true, Brynjolf. Every word. Mercer's been stealing from the Guild for years, right under your noses.
There's only one way to find out if what the lass says is true. Delvin, I'll need you to open the vault.
Wait just a blessed moment, Bryn. What's in that book? What did it say?
It says Mercer's been stealing from a vault for years. Gallus was looking into it before he was murdered.
How can Mercer open up a vault that needs 2 keys? It's impossible. Could he pick his way in?
That door has the best puzzle locks money can buy. There's no way it can be picked open.
You didn't need to pick the lock.
What's she on about?
Use your key on the vault, Delvin. We'll open it up and find out the truth.
I've used my key, but the vault's still locked up tighter than a drum. Now use yours.
It's gone. Everything's gone. Get in here, all of you.
The gold, the jewels, it's all gone.
That son of a bitch! I'll kill him!
Vex, put it away, right now. We can't afford to lose our heads. We need to calm down and focus.
Do what he says, Vex. This ain't helping right now.
Fine. We do it your way. For now.
Delvin, Vex, watch the flagon. If you see Mercer, come tell me right away.
If I see Frey, I'll
Look,
pluck his eyes
before
from
I
his
help you
skull
track
with my
Mercer
bare
down,
hands.
I need to know what you learned from Carlia. I mean, everything. What? Was there anything else she told you? Aye. Anything else? Trying to... Was there anything else? Then I haven't... I need you to break into Mercer. Aye. He never stays there. Just be careful. Just find a way in. Get the information and leave. And you have permission to kill anyone that stands in your way. Better question would be... Mercer took everything. Even all of our plans. Before Mercer took over, Gallus started collecting every bit of material he could on locations the Guild could heist. Museums, keeps, estates, you name it. By the time Mercer took over the Guild, we must have had a few dozen. I don't have a clue. Without 2 keys, it's impossible to open. I have a key, Delvin has a key, and Mercer has a key. That's it. There are no other copies. I can't believe this is happening, lass.
I hope he turns up soon. He needs to answer for his betrayal. I hope he turns up soon. He needs to answer for his betrayal.
This is Mercer Frey's place, and he don't like visitors. Now go away. No visitors. No way. Now piss off before you make me mad. That's funny. You think you can take me on? Try it any time. I've been itching for a fight. But I can't leave here. I'm supposed to watch his house. What do I do? Wow. Sure is nice of you. Here, hang on to the key and don't let anyone in.
Someone there? stabbed in the back. It's like the dog rubber all over again.
We have left. Shore's beard. He's going after the eyes of the Falmer? That was Gallus's pet project. If he gets his hands on them, you can be certain he'll be gone for good, and set up for life. Agreed. He's taken everything the guild has left, and to go after one of the last greatest heists is just an insult. I've spoken to Carlia, and made amends for how the guilds treated her. Now she wishes to speak with quickly. We have no time to lose.
I promise you,
We meet, lass.
all your questions will be answered. You just have to trust me. Brynjolf, the time has come to decide Mercer's fate. Until a new guildmaster is chosen, the decision falls to you.
Aye, lass. And I've come to a decision. Mercer Frey tried to kill both of you. He betrayed the guild, murdered Gallus, and made us question our future. He needs to die.
You have to be very careful, Brynjolf. Mercer is a Nightingale, an agent of Nocturnal.
And it's all true. Everything I heard in the stories. The Nightingales, their allegiance to Nocturnal, and the Twilight Sepulchre.
Yes. That's why we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing. Just outside of Riften, beyond the southeast gate, is a small path cut up the mountainside. At the end of that path is a clearing, and an old stand-in stone. I'd ask you both to meet me there.